Hilarious. Were you? All right. What's that? Are you singing? All right, let's get started. This is a good group today. Well, happy September, everyone. Oh, there it is. You can be on the leadership team here, Rachel. Just come on up. Well, happy September. Happy festive football day. A little bit less representation than normal, though I'm pleased to see 0 Steelers apparel in the house. Doug missed the memo. Scott's in Cincinnati, and Jose is doing a walkthrough from an apartment building right now. Yeah, so I think there's like a tail between the legs sort of thing right now. If you watch that game. Well, welcome. Glad to have you all. We have a few guests here, a few fresh faces, and lots of ground to cover. So we will get started. As we get started, always like to start with gratitude. What's something you're grateful for? Someone you can thank? Yeah, who's got something? Marcy.
I would love to thank Mike Crum for doing a great job on the golf outing. And Mike, I'll let him tell you how much we need to.
Yeah.
Look out there.
Hanging chads, etc. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Mike, your work goes unseen, but it's a big deal. So thank you. Who else? Jeff Curlin.
Christian, he taught a class yesterday that was about, I call it mental health, but I thought it was a good topic that was helpful and informative, and just want to say thank you for bringing into that.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and just Christian made a goal this year to teach more. I think your coach kind of encouraged you to sharpen in that way, and you've taught something most months, it seems. And so if anyone has something they're passionate about, the floor is open. Get on the calendar. Thanks for initiating that. That's leadership. Carlin.
Wonderful. And I love Jessica. Was on Friday. I got Christmas clothes from her on Thursday, and we were able to post Halloween Day.
Wow.
Thanks for her moving things right along, because I had clients that were doing a gender reveal over the weekend, and they told me when I first met them, hey, I want to have a house, by the time we do our gender reveal, and in 46 days I got it done. So the time I met until
that's awesome. So, congratulations. And Jessica, it's fantastic to have you here after all that you've been through. So yeah. Amen. A couple more. Good energy. Two more. Come on. Oh, fine.
Okay. For the water challenge.
Yeah.
To drink more water and to be on a winning team.
Anyone have to take a pit stop at a showing yesterday? Like, was there any? For those of you who aren't involved in our fitness-oriented Facebook group, you're welcome to join. Yesterday, we started a 30-day hydration challenge, and I think my highlight was reading Nick Rock's Google searches for how many ounces in a gallon, how much water is unsafe. That was.
It's usually just counting.
Yeah, I was planning on just being a half-gallon person, but then everyone else did a gallon yesterday, so I don't know. Not everybody, not me. Bethany.
Thanks to you. I pulling some hard hours for the T County, Carroll County group, but thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Pleasure to do it. Thank you.
Yeah, more.
Want to, on a much different note, you guys saw this on the Facebook page the other day. Legacy Group Cares, we committed funds to help Danny and his family. but he did pass away on Friday. So I'd love to take a moment of silence, and then I'll follow it with a prayer, actually, just because his wife, Carolyn, who's hiding on the side of the picture here. Oh, she's out of the picture there. And their 4 children have a huge loss to bear and a road ahead of them as they go through that. Gratitude to Marcy for her kind of front lines work with Legacy Group Cares, but particularly with that. Danny was an agent with us for several years, kept kind of a low profile, but always a joy to interact with. Christian man, ran another kind of marketing media business as well, but we've been missed by many, especially the ones in those pictures. So let's take a moment of silence, and then I'm going to say a prayer, if that's all right with you all. Lord, we celebrate that Danny is not in pain anymore and that he is with you, but we lament his loss. I pray for Carolyn and for their children, that you would surround them, that you would provide for them, that you would care for them in this incredibly difficult time in losing their husband and father, and that you would be glorified in this. Thank you that we are able to give and share and to contribute, and we ask that our community, as well as the community at large, would care for the Thomas family in this time. We thank you for Danny. Amen. Thanks. Want to highlight, I don't know if you guys knew we were going to do this, but every month we want to highlight something different that's going on. But Mike Svetlik just took the plunge. There's plenty of people who, I'm going to do real estate on the side while I keep my full-time job. And with a month ago, you, okay, how's it going so far?
Good. We got 3 additional salesman contracts.
I'd say that's really good.
Yeah. A little over $1 million in 1 weekend.
Wow.
We got a couple more.
Who's the boss now?
It's never changed.
Okay, good. Right answer. Right answer. Good. Well, we're excited for you all. I think there's, if I had a dime for every time someone says, "Oh, I'd like to go full time," but and not that you have to go full time in order to win in this business, but it's exciting to see if having made the switch. Also, kudos to Amanda Ritchie. You guys are noticing a more zhuzhed up presentation today. That was not at all this guy. It was all her. So good work, Amanda, as always.
You think it bothers you?
I mean, it didn't need to be said, but I wanted to make sure. Thanks. Thank you.
I've been mean about it the last 2 days. I don't know what it is.
You tease because you love,
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this month we welcomed 9 new agents. 3 of them are up here right now. Dane West, who is there back there, Chrissy Smith, I don't know if she is here, I do not believe she is. Casey Osorio, Trisha Tenpenny Wagner, who rejoined us and joined the web team, Tresla Nunemaker, and Carly Bailey, who is sitting there. And then I'm gonna let Mark introduce the next big welcome.
Yeah.
Chet Peters and Sandy Fox. Bethany and Sandy are in the back there.
Yes. Welcome.
Chet's probably in school right now.
Yes, Chet teaches in Uricksville. And yeah, we're thrilled. You guys have seen on Facebook, and you'll see plenty more, that we are in process of putting a group together in primarily Tuscarawas County, but in surrounding areas. It's exciting because Keller Williams, the nearest Keller Williams to us heading down that way is Columbus. There's nothing like clear down to West Virginia. So New Philly, Dover, Carrollton is kind of a frontier as far as Keller Williams goes. So Sandy and Bethany are both rock star agents. You only have one chance to make a first impression in the community, and you want it to be with people who are not only productive agents, but people who operate with integrity, that are well liked in the community. And as I've made inroads with other agents in the community, everyone loves you guys. So I'm excited about our growth. If you have clients that are looking for homes in that area and don't like driving that far, they would be glad to take your referrals, I'm sure. So glad you guys are here. Okay, so this is a winner for those of us who showed out today, right?
Okay, yeah, you can.
No, someone else draw.
Oh. I should have made Betsy do it. All right, ready? It's 517340.
That's right.
All right, Cliff Cox. What's he getting, Amanda?
He's getting a car kit. It's not just for kids. And I don't know what else to put up with, but now you are.
You know, we'll find out. Congrats, Cliff. All right,
Yeah.
Ms. Cassandra,
What's that? All right.
just before she starts, like the throwback, like
I love it.
1985 Broncos gear, like it's gotta be.
Bronco Bear.
Yeah, Jeff.
Can I pull one for my stepdad? I have to one. My football strategy that pick based on whose uniform is cuter, it makes people crazy.
Mm.
I'm really a Philly fan, don't hide. They usually have the. Your family would be so mad at you right now.
Oh.
Standing up there with no loyalty. All right, August profit share amount was $43,198, and that puts our year to date at $280,653.
Whew. It's a great number.
Our August cappers are Dan Butera, Tracy Jones, and Melissa Steiner, who I know is here. Hi, Melissa.
Congratulations.
And then so many August top producers.
With those cool squigglies too.
Yeah. Fantastic work.
Yeah, there are.
Oh.
Con-
gotta keep going.
Congrats to this huge list. And now here's, and even more.
Fantastic work, guys, really. It's impressive in this market. You're all doing so well. That's all.
Special nod to Nick Rock, who, though he's been a top producer for a long time, this is his first month on our board as the top producer. So congrats, Nick. As a reminder for those that are new, 3 transactions or $500,000 in volume gets you on the top producer board. And just a note on that, the market has been declining, which you all know and feel. We closed 265 transactions in August.
A little higher that last.
Yeah, more than 265 transactions, which was more than a year ago. So we're actually like we're taking meaningful market share right now, which I'm excited about, but also kudos to all y'all for doing the work that's harder right now than it used to be. We see ya. Any other for the good of the orders as you.
If you like your people you're referring to, it's better to send it from title. If you send it through me, they have to wait for the mail. And people who receive referrals by mail might not get them as quickly, and by that I mean they won't. So if you can all have referrals sent from title, that is best case scenario for everyone. Please.
And every title agency should
Be able
to do that. Yeah.
Sometimes you can't get a W-9, but that makes it difficult on you as well, so. What's up, Sandy? Could you explain what that is? That we were referral from titles and stuff.
So
Thank you. No.
this is your world. So if an agent from a Remax in Chicago sends you a lead, and you're paying them a referral on that, like we could submit a commission request here, but she's saying it would be easier on your escrow instructions when you're submitting it to title for where the money is moving, they can actually pay that agent. So that'll speed up the process and reduce her workload.
So when we do that, run our commissions through demand, do we do it as normal or do we include that?
As if the referral doesn't exist. So if you're getting 1,000 without the referral, just put it in for 1,000, leave it off. What's up, colleagues?
What about, builders that are, when they send you a referral, you don't necessarily know what it's building or they go to very end.
If you email me those, when you're expecting them to come in, that makes it a lot easier to figure out who it belongs to. They'll sometimes give me an address for those and sometimes not, but if it's a new build, just let me know you're expecting one. And if you give me an amount you're expecting, that is super helpful. Anything else? Thanks, guys.
Special nod to Amanda. Cassandra was in Austin, the sweaty state of Austin, for a little bit last week at a KW training, and Amanda stepped in and got you all paid. So thank you, Amanda, and Nicole, for the ways that you stepped in and helped with that. What's next? Oh, I should have hid that. Kayla is not able to join us today. She's fine. She's just got something else going on.
Amanda, how dare you?
All right, a member of Team Melissa is up. There's some shade coming. This is the Aquaholics versus Hydration Nation.
So you guys will be getting new websites as of, you're saying next week. Do not upgrade it if I made it, because you will lose every page but 3, because everything you have that I built is custom. So I'll put you on a list when I know they're coming out, and we'll have to talk, see what you want to keep, see what you want to add, and build them out from there. This is going to be a process. There's no reason you have to upgrade like that, because more stuff's gonna keep rolling in. So I'm gonna get to you guys, we'll build you out. That way you just don't have a generic 3 pages that you keep, or contact me, your face, and the homepage. So if you want anything else in that, you have to wait for me so I can build it out. It's all new, be patient with me. I haven't actually got to try it yet. I'm supposed to get it this week. They have not given it to me yet this week, so I may get it at the same time you do. And also beware, they're working on this. If you upgrade your website right now, there's a bug where you're getting all these random leads that aren't real. So wait until it's ready to go and I'll upgrade you.
Is this
Oh.
your command?
Yes. I will get you a list. You'll see it. You'll know. There's I like QR codes, and it'll get you on the list. Or it'll be in my link tree. So you'll be good to go.
So just chill out about it
Just
for now.
chill out. Don't stress me out because I'm working on it.
She's working, and she's working hard. Thank you, Lynn.
You're welcome. Go Team Melissa.
Team Melissa. Like poking holes in each other's cups, just, clogging each other's toilets. I don't know. It's gonna be a long 30 days. I'm excited for it. Amanda,
Yes.
come and tell us what we're doing here.
Some assistance. Okay, so we are going to start a new referral initiative.
Mhm.
We have some nice looking cards here for you guys. We are hoping that you'll write a lovely message to an agent you like working with. You will send it out, and hopefully they want to get in touch with the lovely Mark here.
Lovely.
We are going to, I have to make up for it somehow.
Yeah, right.
We
Keep
are
going.
allowing up to 3 per month.
Sure.
3 per month,
Yeah.
okay, so by team meeting of next month, get your 3 cards in, we will. Put return labels and stamps on for you. You just need to address the envelope and write your little notes on the back. We'll send them out every month after team meeting. There is a QR code that scans to our website where they can enter their information in. And Mark's contact information is on there. So I'm gonna pass a few out now. You guys can fill them out later as we're sitting here, whatever you want to do. We do want to make a video, but I'm turning that part over to Mark because he's the wordsmith.
Okay, great. Yeah, and the principle here is that I always want for our agents to be the sorts of agents that people like doing deals with. I think knowing that I'm going to send a card to someone, you don't have to do this. This is ultimately your choice, makes me more likely to treat them well, which you guys all always do, but deals get messy. And so part of what I do in helping to grow the brokerage is I call the people that you close deals with. Hey, thanks for closing a deal with Gina. Thanks for closing a deal with Justin. How's business going? And that's a way that we grow the brokerage, but it also is a way for you to conceivably be the person that they think of if they come over to go into their profit share trade. This market, because it is tricky, there's a lot of agents that you would think, oh, well, whatever, they've been there for forever. It's a shiftier market right now. So I'm having conversations with people that I've been in touch with for 3 years who are at a place, Sandy is a good example of that. And yours wasn't so much shift related, but it was just time. And I think right now there's more people who are like, I'm frustrated about this, or I'm feeling stuck about that. Maybe I'm more open to a conversation. So yes, Nicole.
Just gonna say, there is going to be a basket up on my desk where you can
drop your cards and I will make sure that they get sent out.
So included in the messaging, is it gonna be linked, Amanda? Is that what the video is gonna be?
I'm hoping to link whatever video we record right now onto our website, something cute too that's like, thank you for working with us, or something like that. Not in a robot voice.
Thank you for that.
Mark made me speak too much in the meeting voice.
There you go.
Mark.
And then what do the agents get? The agents get the end of it, do the drawing, right?
Yeah, what
Yes.
did they win? What's the?
I feel like Amanda knows that. What's the prize? We're doing a gift card every month?
We're gonna do it, we'll do a drawing for anybody that submitted them.
This is very what? All right. So what do we want to say? What's good? Thank you. Just a thank you? Is that? Thank you for doing business with us. That's too much?
Are you using it yourself?
Yeah, we're gonna do this and you guys are just gonna be like as
Should we cheer or?
exuberant as you could.
Thank you for doing business with us, or we doing like a, like. Report and then we can all.
I think thank you is probably enough.
Alright.
Rachel's like, been here. Yeah, keep it short.
Do we get one shot or just?
You only got one shot. As a wise man once said.
That's for the people that.
Uh, You gonna hashtag me? Yeah. Ooh, Carly, okay, yes. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do a 1, 2, 3. You're gonna give me your most exuberant thank you. And then starting with the Beth Lynn wall, you guys are gonna wave yourselves over that way. Okay? No, you're standing up like sports stadium way. Huh? Is it? We're doing it. We're bringing it back. If it's gone, we're bringing it back. All right. We're starting over here. All right. So we're doing a 1, 2, 3. Thank you as loud as you can, and then you guys are waving.
Starting on this side, right?
Starting on that side. I mean, we could do both sides and end in the middle. All right, let's do one practice. All right. This is just a practice. All right. 1, 2, 3. Great, that was great. I might have recorded that, but let's try again just in case. All right, now that everyone's looking here. Now that the jitters are out, stage fright's out, you got your lines. All right. 1, 2, 3. You guys are the best. I love this place. I'm gonna come home. Daddy, what did you do today? I got a bunch of grown-ups to do the wave. Yeah. Oh gosh. We'll find out. We might have it like do some A/B testing, with just oh my goodness. Thank you, Amanda. Oh. All right. So want to have some conversation about Q4 game plan. And I'll say that we as a market center, we have done more focused business planning this year. Oftentimes the GPS is an annualized thing. And we said an annual plan is difficult to take action on. So taking a cue from Jose said, hey, let's do things on a quarterly basis. So here we are, the Q4, which, we're not corporate, corporations care more about quarters and filings and that sort of thing. But I do think thinking in 12-week periods helps us think more actionably. And I'm going to argue that the Q4 has the potential to be kind of the difference making quarter in your life and in your business, because so many people do this, and not necessarily because the market does that, but because the weather's getting colder, it's darker outside, the Browns are losing, no. And the holidays are a time of joy, but also a time where you lose sight perhaps in some ways of what you're doing. So want to do some ready, aim, firing as we think about what it takes for us to win in Q4. So let me just ask the room. I'm gonna make the case that in real estate, this is an exciting time. And I want to hear a couple of you share why you think that might be true. Mike.
So if we're gonna deal, over the weekend, it's the first time that I've actually gone back and forth negotiating. Like truly negotiating back and forth, where everything else was either set there or as is.
From the buy side. Yep.
From the seller side. But we were going back and forth and finally got down to an agreement. It took us about 4 or 5 times. But I thought that was exciting. It means that the times are changing. It's not just a seller's market.
Times are changing and the opportunity for your skill and your effort to matter more, or to make a difference matters, as opposed to like, my liege, what can I offer to you in order for you to like me? Yeah. Yep. Holly, did you?
Great time, like in the Saudi market to take territory.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the hidden narrative is however many 100,000 agents have gotten out of the business so far. And that's tapered a little bit, but NAR has shrunk dramatically this year, 25%-ish, which means those who remain have more market to take in the midst of that. 1 or 2 others? Preston.
More serious buyers are out.
Say more about that. Why is that exciting?
Because like if you are working with a buyer during the winter time, usually they are more intentional about, it's not a nice day, they don't want to go see 100 houses, kind of something like that. But like we want to get in the house, we want to move in, because it's winter time, it's cold, it sucks. Our lease is ending in January. Have to be like this.
Yeah, people aren't window shopping in January. You're more likely to be motivated, for sure. So you as an agent representing a buyer are less likely to feel like you're spinning your wheels with people who lack motivation. Is a fair reason. Yeah, I think it's an exciting time for all those reasons, and I think this is a time where plenty of people kind of power down. Market cycle notwithstanding. It's holidays, you're not working as many days. And so those that are motivated and skilled stand to grow. I looked at us year to date as a brokerage in the areas that we serve. We closed 15.8% of the business. In the last month, which is just a month, but we did close to 18%, which a nearly 3% gain is pretty significant for the area that we serve. So I think it's exciting. So a couple of the things from a kind of a mindset mentality standpoint. The news. How many people read real estate news with any regularity? Keeping current matters, etc. My wisdom as it relates to fourth quarter and news, because a lot of the news relative to real estate is kind of not dramatically, it was dramatically negative for a time. Now I would say it would be like neutral negative about what we're seeing in the market. Be aware of it, but don't overthink it, because there are always people that need to buy and sell, right? I think we need to be aware of it. So there are some people who say, well, nothing changes, so I'm just going to do my thing. But no, you need to be aware of what your clients are understanding in this market and the expectations that they have. To the point I was making earlier, from a mentality standpoint, do you want to be a statistic or not? I think there's plenty of people that are, well, it is what it is. Amanda and I laugh. That's our least favorite phrase. Whenever we hear people say that, what does that even mean? The market's down, things are slow. What else can I expect? It's like, well, that's true. And there are people whose businesses happen to be growing in this market. So you could choose to just be a market, I go as the market goes, or I could choose to act differently. Holly.
Actually, the one area of the business that is growing up is the water. Often when they're selling or
Yeah. Yeah. Death, divorce, disability, descendants, Gary talks about real estate in the key of D as people have major life changes. And sometimes those aren't exciting changes. They have needs for sure. Did I see another hand lingering over there? Nope. Okay. While we don't get overly concerned about the news, we do understand our trends and the factors shaping our market. So we may not worry too much about what Forbes is saying or CNN is saying, but we are getting into the MLS and looking at those statistics. For your clients to know how many active listings are on the market right now, that's always pertinent, and I would say particularly pertinent in a downshifting market. Perspective on the holidays. I'd love to hear from a couple of you. How do you think about the holidays as it relates to your real estate business? Carly.
As opportunities to reach out to your clients, it gives you, November, it's grateful, send out gratitude cards, Christmas cards, October, like Popeyes, it gives you an opportunity to get in front of your sphere. And it gives you an opportunity or something to talk about, like social media, whatever platform you use, newsletters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One or two others? I love that. I think a huge part of our job for those who are running database-driven businesses is having a reason to stay in touch with our people. And so what better time than the holidays, whether it's a happy Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. You've got far more excuses to talk with someone about things other than real estate. Yeah, Holly.
Holiday parties and stuff, it's a great opportunity to network. Here.
Mm-hmm.
And also even though the business, you might not be called, you get our usually serious that they have to do.
Yeah, that's true, to the point that Preston was making. One perspective that's been helpful for me that my coach always pushes me on is he'll ask me without preparation oftentimes, Mark, how many working days do you have this month? Or how many working days do you have until Labor Day? And even though I work more of an office environment than most of you do, you could say I'm always on, but that also means that you're probably not committed to doing business building activities all the time. And so a challenge to you that he's given to me is between now and Christmas, how much time are you taking off? If your kids are out of school, how's that going to impact your ability to do the things that you need to do? If you think, oh, well, a quarter is roughly 90 days. If you look closely, I try not to do this on Sundays, I try not to do that on Saturdays. In reality, maybe you have 55 working days when in your head you think you have 72. And so actually looking at the calendar and being honest about and if I'm seeking to make X number of contacts per month, generate X number of leads per month, and I think I have this much time, but it's this much time, how do the numbers change? And then one other note, just from a perspective standpoint, is the 7 circles, which I'll jump on in a second here, matter more in Q4. Your energy matters more. In May, is it hard to be motivated to exercise, to do showings, to get out and do the things you want to do? No, the days are longer, your energy's higher. In January or November, is it harder to stay motivated because the tryptophan from your turkey experience is lingering. And so KW, we have these things called the 7 circles, this is from the One Thing for those of you who are familiar. And this is basically, hey, this is every aspect of your life matters, spiritually, physically, personally, key relationships, your job, your business, your finances, etc. And as you think about your energy in Q4, winning in this business involves doing hard things, does it not? Talking with people that you don't know, with the fear of rejection being there, chasing a buyer from to Timbuktu, and having energy that enables you to show up in a certain way matters. So as we joke about hydration, as we talk about rest, as we talk about fitness, those things seem shallow, but I will say that they matter more now than they do in different parts of the year. Any thoughts as I ramble? All right, so that's ready. Now we're aiming. And the joke is that I'm really more of a ready, fire, aim sort of person. So I'm trying to stay in order here. So aiming involves clarity around your goals. The number of agents that I talk with, when I ask them, how's business going? Or how are you doing relative to last year? Overwhelming majority of agents don't know the answer to those questions. And it's okay to not be an overly analytical, numbers-driven person. That being said, if you're not aiming at anything, odds are good that you're not hitting the nothing that you're aiming at. And so I would say that having clarity around at least a few key metrics will help you to be more productive and more accountable to taking the actions that you need to take. So even if you're not a numbers-oriented person, I'm going to say that these 4 categories are going to be the kind of the crucial ones for you to track. Closings is obvious. You know, that's the language that we speak in. How's real estate going? Oh, well, I had 2 last month. We talk about our results. Hard to control, but obviously you need to be tracking those. And so a takeaway from this meeting is, all right, how many do I realistically want to close? And if you've been in the business for a couple of years, look at Q4 for the last couple of years. What have you done, and what can you, how can you set goals based upon that today? If you're not sure how to find that information and you've been with KW for a while, I can pull that information for you to give you perspective. Listings taken. We could say listings sold, but if you're taking a listing, that's the thing that you can control. Obviously, we're going to try to sell that listing as well, but the generating activities will be listings taken. Appointments set and held. Jeff Glover will say, if I didn't go on an appointment today, seriously, what did I accomplish? Oh, I'm busy. I'm active, and I'm busy showing houses. I'm busy doing inspections. But if I'm not going on a business generating an appointment, my business isn't actually growing right now. And then database growth. I'm going to name that as adding people to the place where you are going to be communicating with them in some form of systematic way. Oh, I love the head nods. I feel like I'm in church right now. And so setting a goal. Hey, I want my database to grow by 30 contacts a month, 1 a day. My goal is whether I'm going the internet lead gen route or whether I'm going the networking route or I'm seeking to get out in my community, SOI route. But my actual database, not just the people that I know, my actual database is growing by 30 a month. I'm just making that number up. It could be 200, it could be 5, but aiming at something is going to be better than that. Your schedule. So this goes back to the how many days do I have to work. Your time will be crunched in the holiday during the holidays in particular. There's less time to focus on the things that matter traditionally in Q4. So how can I make sure that I'm clear on when I'm spending time? We talk about time blocking. Everyone who's in PC is going to roll their eyes. Oh, we talk about time blocking all the time. But the truth is that if it's not on your calendar, odds of it happening are dramatically reduced. If you're a list person, that's okay. You can continue to be a list person, but it has to live somewhere. Then to the point that Carly just made, and I might have you put you on the spot and talk more about it, Carly. How do I, if I'm running a database driven business, and I think you should, what value am I providing to my database? It's one thing to say, oh, they're in my database and therefore I know how to get in touch with them. Carly, I'm going to put you on the spot, but how do you think about that with your database? I know we were talking recently about, hey, I want to be more proactive in pouring into them. How do you think about that?
So for me personally, I am sending out like emails, which are a little bit more generic about like real estate market trends. I'm writing personal handwritten notes to everybody in my database. I'm having client events that are held. I have 3 a year, so I'm getting in front of them. I'm trying to just, they're more than just like a number or a client or somebody that's going to buy or sell with me. Like all my clients turn into friends and some more like family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want them to feel like that. And so through I use send out cards a lot. I don't know if anybody else uses it, but it's a really great resource, especially if you're on social media. You see somebody just had a baby, somebody just had a graduation, hurry up, save the picture, put it in send out cards, send it to them. And people really appreciate you taking the time and making something personal, like congratulations on the baby. I'm so happy for you. If you ever need anything, reach out to me, so I really try to personalize all of my touches.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously I have like a top tier. I break my sphere down, and I have like my A's. These are like my heart and soul of my business. These are the people that refer me, and B's and C's, but there's different level of
what I invest in them, but I try to make it as personal as possible.
Personal, I think sometimes people say personal and that's an excuse to not be planned, but you're clearly planned as well.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So do we think about the value that we're bringing to our database, or is it just a place where they're getting an email every once in a while from us?
You don't want to leave them on like a drip or something generic, like it has to really feel personal. And I think most people, I mean, most agents probably want to provide that anyways to their clients. But
No, that's great. Thanks for letting me put you on the spot. First meeting, put on the spot. Well done. We're gonna be scared to come to meetings now. And then to ask the question, what system or process? We like to say that we're a models and systems based company. What system or process in your business needs to be honed? And I'm gonna jump you over to a QR code in a minute. You don't need to reinvent the wheel as it relates to internet lead gen, as it relates to social media efforts. KW has a lot under the hood there. So one tool here, and I think we put this in front of you before, that should be a functional QR code if you'd like. This is basically what we call the KW code book. It's, oh, I would like to talk with my database more often, but how should I actually put that in action? I would like to be more proactive and intentional with my use of social media to generate leads. I would like to do a better follow-up with my open houses. Justin, you made that comment just yesterday. Now the work is doing the actual follow-up with all the leads you're generating. The code book, we have code books and playbooks and all this stuff with KW. This is kind of one pagers to help you do that. And it is tailored for those utilizing Command in particular, but the principles would apply even for those that are not. And then another tool I want to put in front of you, Lynn, I'm just speaking your love language here. QRs all over the place. Is Jeff Glover, Glover U folks put out a 4th quarter business plan. It's 23 pages long. It might feel a little bit overwhelming. There's plenty of fluff in there, don't worry. But it's a good exercise, even if you don't use that particular plan. What questions should I be asking as I take aim at being more intentional in 4th quarter? Any other kind of thoughts or questions? I'm tempted to put Rachel on the spot. How do you?
You were. I kept being ready. I was like, oh, I just know it. Yeah.
Great. Feel free.
So for the schedule part, there's 3 F days. So it's freedom, flex, and full. So a full day is you're working a full 8-hour day. A freedom day is you're working probably 4 hours. It could be maybe 2 hours once you drop the kids off at school, and it's like a couple hours in the evening to show houses, but you got some stuff to do during the afternoon. And then so full 8 hours, freedom about 4 hours, and then or freedom is a completely 3-day. Flex is 4 hours. And so going through your calendar and actually looking at not only there's only 55 days, 14 days left in the year per se, also how hard am I going to push in each of those days? Like which days am I really going to put a full day effort in, and which days are going to get kind of half of my time? Because you might actually find that you can add more time by doing a flex day when you thought it would have to be a freedom day. To have nothing going on, but you could actually probably work some hours before the family activity happens. So something to think about when you're.
That's a super helpful framework. And I think to my earlier comment about the realtor says like, oh, I'm just always working. You can always get a hold of me. It's like, well, that means you're probably in full-time freedom or flex mode, but rarely in full mode. And so to identify, okay, how many full days do I want to commit during this quarter? I can have my phone on me and I can maybe squeeze in a few hours here and there. But having a goal relative to full kind of all in days. I love that.
Well, it also makes your flex, like your flex isn't 2 hours, it's 4 hours. So if you just feel like you have a flex day because you have your phone on and you're answering questions, you actually need to put some extra time into that. So you might need 2 hours of e-gen to actually build in your 4-hour flex time.
For it to count as a flex day. That's super helpful. Is anyone else afraid that I'm going to call on them that has something super awesome to share? Because that was great. Thank you, Rachel. And then fire. This is getting in action. The question, anyone know the focusing question from the one thing? Anyone on the spot?
What is the one thing you do?
Close. What's the one thing? Oh, Christian.
Oh, one thing you could do today that would make everything else you do not necessary.
Yeah. What's the one thing such that by doing it, everything else becomes irrelevant or unnecessary, I think is the question. And in a time where distractions and other good things games to watch and people to see and occasions to celebrate are higher, asking that focusing question on a regular basis is important. And we could speak in generalities. Oh, Legion, great. You know, what, when, where, be more specific. Give yourself actual activity and accountability around that. What gets measured gets managed. So what am I actually aiming for on a daily, weekly basis? How many contacts am I looking to make? How many appointments? Like you can't measure closings in that sort of way. Like that's not a fruitful activity. But today, how many contacts can I seek to make? How many contacts can I add, or how many conversations can I initiate? And measuring those things. I'll do the fourth point and then the third. Having an accountability partner helps with that. If you don't have an accountability partner, like look to your neighbor and ask if they'll be your accountability partner. Ooh, awkward. Oops, sorry. But having someone that you report to, hey, I did the thing. My goal is to add 10 contacts this week and I did it, or I didn't do it, will dramatically increase your likelihood of doing that. How many people have an accountability relationship? Half. How many people do not? All right. Oh, those are quicker hands. How many do not? Hold on, people. Look to your left, look to your right. Your accountability partner may be in sight. You don't need to be reinventing the wheel. You don't need to meet for an hour and pour out your guts. It's like, what are you aiming for? Did you do it? Why not? How can I help? You know, like it can be a 10-minute conversation. It should be a 10 or 20-minute conversation as opposed to the hour. I think the hour makes us less likely to have it. And then the question I like to ask anyone, but I also ask myself, like, hey, if I was my boss, would I hire me? Or how would I review my work? And I think some of us are harder on ourselves than we need to be, but many of us let ourselves off the hook more easily than we need to. And so just asking that question, like, hey, did the way that I showed up on this Monday, would I hire me to that level of effort? Or would I say, yeesh, I could probably find someone part-time to do that effort. Gina often asks a question, you know, people say, oh, I'm full-time. It's like, well, are you hoping for full-time results with part-time effort? And a lot of people approach their business, even though they're full-time, in a very part-time way. That's okay. That's okay. That's the beauty of this industry. But I think the timing of this market gives us opportunity for people who want to have those full days and pour themselves in, not at the detriment of the 7 circles, to really win. So just some thoughts there. Some wisdom from Uncle Gary. Here's the truth. Not everyone will, but anyone can. I put that slide together in case you're curious. Gina with the fresh shots.
Whoa, okay, good.
Yes, the other one was many years ago. It was time to give an update.
Yeah,
So
I hardly recognize
thank you to
that.
Cross Country for letting me come to their corporate headquarters in Cleveland to do my photo shoot. So
That's right.
that was awesome. All right, so going along with the Q4 things that we're working on, I wanted to kind of highlight some of the agents and coaching who've been doing things in a really great way. And something right now that's slightly different. And over the years I've been doing this, we have different groups of people in and out of coaching, graduating, moving on. What I love that's been happening right now is that there's so much activity from the classes I just taught. Which, sorry for those of you who've been in coaching in the past, that wasn't the thing that was happening. Right now, I taught a class on for sale by owners, and I taught a class on expireds, and so many are actually doing that. So that's awesome. And then we did an open house contest about 2 months ago. That lasted a month and ended like mid-month last month. And from that, it's really, really created this wonderful rhythm from this office to Strongsville to Solon. And the amount of open houses that people are doing and getting business from has really exploded. So let me first start. I know that Mary's on Zoom. So Mary was our winner at the Legacy office for our open house contest. And Mary, can you tell us a little bit about, you know,
Hang on a second.
Is she on?
She probably is, but I'm
While you're getting here, I'm going to jump to Brendan. So another huge success and a way of getting business for Brendan has been social media. So Brendan, can you just share a little bit about, you know, what in your past year, so he's been licensed now just a little over a year, so congratulations, and has sold what, 20 houses? 24 houses his first year. And so a good amount.
man, that was I heard that number, like, wait a second, I knew you were active, but holy moly, that's awesome.
So, and social media has been a part of that for you. So what can you share, just a couple minute or a minute, because we have 3 minutes total. So a few seconds, what can you tell us you do in social media that's really helped you?
Just a lot of productivity stuff, just whenever things are under contract sold. It's not so much like, look what I did, but congrats to the buyer, congrats to the seller. We were able to get this done. If you need help as well, contact me. And then it shows like, I guess it shows a report that you're actually producing. People trust that more. And then a lot of like Facebook and Instagram, a lot of, not so much now, but reels. They're like the videos that you post them in a different section. They get on the algorithm to everybody, not just your followers. So it kind of grows new people to your platform as well. That's about it.
But even in the beginning, when you didn't have a lot of sales, what I noticed that you did was you stepped outside of the box and you did Facebook Lives from listings that weren't even yours, which drew people's attention. I specifically remember the $1 million house
A
up in
lot,
back.
a lot
Yeah,
of open houses. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like Facebook Live in there.
Yeah.
And like, hey, I'd show a little bit, especially the nicer homes, I'd show a little bit, and then, well, if you want to see the rest, stop by, and then,
Yeah.
End it there.
I'm not sure all of those houses were even listed, just. Yeah, it's okay. He's got some charges, but he sold some houses. Just kidding.
So another thing that's been happening within the coaching group, a lot of activity has been door knocking. And a conversation I just had earlier today was this. Some of the things you all are doing right now are things you haven't had to do in the past 3 years. So focusing on open house, focusing on social media, and going back to working expireds and FSBOs, but also door knocking. So Ken, tell us about your door knocking. I know that adds to your workout walks of the day too, because you're in that group, but what kind of successes and what can you share with us about door knocking?
Well, I started out, I sent an introduction letter to everybody in that neighborhood that I sold a house into, and I took 2 cul-de-sacs and basically 40 homes and sent that letter out, introducing the new neighbors. And then I also sent an updated market. Did that for 2 months, and then the 3rd month, I went and knocked on everybody's door and introduced myself. I'm the one sending you all this mail, by the way. How's everything going? And here's the updated letter. Could I please have your email address and make it easier on me instead of mailing things? Well, I got out of the 40, I got 6 emails and people searching on my website, and probably 3 that are definitely going to be selling or buying in the next year or 2. So well worth knocking on 40 doors and
Getting your steps in.
getting my miles. in.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump of KW over there.
Is Mary on?
Yeah, I believe so. She's here. Mary, you want to unmute and tell us what's working for you with open houses? You are muted still, Mary. There you go.
There we go. There we go. Well, I absolutely love doing open houses, and what a blessing it is to actually have some agents at Legacy that really don't like to do them. So sometimes they'll ask me to do it instead. So I really appreciate it. I'm very much a people person. I'm very personable. I'd much rather be like face to face with someone as opposed to calling or texting, which I got to work on those things. And I put everybody in my database that I run into. I will even tell people, like when they're filling out my little book that I have, as far as their email, their address, their phone number. Sometimes I'll start to walk away without part of it, and I'll stay right there and I'll say, oh, could you add your email address for me too, please? Or whatever it is they left off, so that I will have the whole thing. But I haven't had command training, and I missed the Zoom, unfortunately, and I haven't gone back yet to watch what was recorded for me to go back and watch, but it is definitely on my afternoon agenda for today.
Great job, Mary.
Congrats on winning the contest.
Thank you. Thank you. I also have a for sale by owner that I was supposed to text them this morning and tell them I hope it goes great. So I'm going to do that. because they're doing their own open house. I try to get them to let me do it for them. They have an auction home down the road from them, so they're wanting to do the open house while the auction's going on. So I need to remember to wish them luck today. Hope it
That's
goes well
awesome.
for them. And to think of me if, you know, if they end up not selling it, or if there's anything at all that I can help them with, if they do sell it, just to build rapport and hopefully get a referral down the road, even if, you know, I don't end up doing anything with it.
Awesome. Well done.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, end on this, Ethan, who couldn't be here today, sold his first house, which was a $475,000 house from an open house that he hosted actually for Jose's team. So he made a connection at the company picnic with an agent there that he met, and she asked him, would he host an open house for her, and he sold that house. Unfortunately, the deal fell through, but he did sell his first house from that open house. So now he has that lead, and he'll probably sell it to somebody else.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Great work,
It
folks.
can happen.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well done to
Thank you,
the
guys.
PC folks. Friends at Stonegate. Come on up and over. You guys aren't matching today. I'm disappointed.
Did you get them? I was like, I didn't get a ticket. I was like, you didn't.
Where's my ticket? You want a trophy too, Andrea? You are.
Indian colors.
Or Guardians.
Those are Guardians colors.
Well, go team Melissa. I really have to go to the bathroom, you guys. I did not know what was coming up, and I was like, please.
Yeah, Nick did get up and leave a few
I
minutes
saw,
ago. I was
there's been a few, so go team Melissa. First, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming to the CE that we had last week. It was a great turnout. That was the first time that we had that speaker, and she was a joy for everyone that was in here. We had a little bit of time, and I don't know if anyone was in here. A couple people maybe. We ended up figuring out what animals we would be, so that was interesting to learn from you all what we would be. The next one we have coming up is October 6th. Same teacher or speaker. I think it's law. 11:30 lunch, 12 to 3 is the class. So if you need your core law, join us on October 6th.
She really is great, you guys. If anybody has heard Alec Haggerty, very engaging, very dynamic, not boring, not just gonna read the slides. So really, really good class. So, and it's a core class, so you know,
Yeah. So we wanted to talk about something that we have rolling out right now. It is integrated with Close Simple, which we already have. The 5 automated emails that you guys should be receiving, and your clients should be too. Welcome to Stonegate.